Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in again to the channel. Please remember to click subscribe if you haven't done already. This video covers absolute pain in the arse, pain in the butt job. I just finished a day to get back to the office at 3:30 in the afternoon, nice and early, to get on with tax stuff, personal tax stuff. And I got a call I couldn't resist. It was from a hotel I've never visited before, which you'll see. I'll introduce it when the video begins. I've run out of battery in the camera, which is why it ends when it does, when I'm having a drink at 9:30 in the evening after 6 hours of fault finding, which I'll take you through quite well actually, because I've just edited it and it does show what's happened with a ring circuit that goes all over the place. The pantry in this hotel, it was getting on towards evening and a busy period, and the pantry just lost all its power, which was a nightmare for them, so they really needed it to get done. I thought I'd cover a bit of pricing in this little introduction about how that went with the pricing on that, because it was in after hours, and then I did do another call out. He rang me at 7 o'clock in the morning, the next morning. After this video ends at 9:30 with me having a David Savoury moment, they sold me an £8.50 pint of beer from the Arundel Brewery for 50%, which was the staff rate, so I managed to get a pint of beer actually with that £4.40. I went away and I came back at about 10:30 in the evening, and the ring you saw me working on, turning into two radials, had actually tripped again, and I didn't know why that was. Basically, I take out a section of the ring, turn it into two radials, and where that break in the neutral was actually causing the faults to earth, which was tripping the RCBO. Luckily, because I never came with the IR, I never actually managed to get a reading that indicated a neutral to earth fault. Right, so I just stopped and started that camera again because of time code on the audio. I'm aware that it does lose lip sync, so I must remember to do this. I've just got to get myself a decent camera for these videos, but I've just been short of cash pretty well all year. All year's been dreadful for cash flow, and I've got, as I mentioned, I think while I'm having a drink, I've got a number of people paying me 50 quid here, 50 quid there, popping over to the office for outstanding bills which they can't afford to pay me on. I've got another second fix going on, which I first fixed last November, and it's just gone all summer, and they've just gradually dribbed and drabbed plastered it, and it's, well, you should see it. Well, you will see it at some point. So yeah, I'm behind with people paying me. Funnily enough, that EICR, the reluctant EICR, I did get paid for, but only because. So anyway, at the end of this video, come back again. I'm there then till midnight. Go to bed. 7 o'clock in the morning, Ken rings me. Ken, you'll meet in the video. Rings me again at 7. It says he can't. I can't remember what it was he couldn't do, but he'd lost power to the coffee machine, and obviously he needed it for breakfast. So I whizzed over there in my pajamas. And it was a rotary isolator. Now this is the second rotary isolator in a big plastic box, probably a Proteus or something like that. It's the second rotary isolator this month, and I had another one a couple of days ago on a boiler system which I couldn't turn. You can't see anything wrong with it, but it will not turn on, and you put brute force on it and the thing snaps and just starts going round on its own. So that morning I bypassed a rotary isolator in another circuit, and then I went away, came back with a 16 amp RCBO, which I then downrated the radial you see me working on, and I downrated that with a 16. So that was all done and dusted. And I promised you just now that I'd give you an idea of pricing and how I priced that. Well, I did a scope of works for him and took it over the next morning, so I do have it all down when I was there. So from 3:30 to 5, I'm charging my normal rate, £37.50 an hour, with the first hour at £60. Subsequent hours, £37.50. Then I go on to the special rate, because after 5 o'clock, if I'm still on the job, so from 5 to 9:30, I'm charging £60 an hour. And then at 7 in the morning, again, it goes back to the initial hour out, so the initial hour, and it was £60. Now, that would have been £60 anyway, because it was before 9 o'clock in the morning, but, and it was a call out, an emergency call out, so I could have charged him more, but Had it just been in the middle of the day, it would have still been 60 because it was a new job. So it's not on the subsequent rate. So I haven't totted it up, and then it was plus the RCBO hundreds. It's well over £300 that job. What you see in that video was well over £300 by the next morning. And the stupid thing was, at the beginning of the video, almost within 10 minutes, I thought I had it. I thought I'd unplugged an appliance, and it seemed to stay on. So you'll see that as well. Anyway, I'll let you get on with the video. As I said, click subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which hopefully will be a bit different from all these arsewipe videos I've been having for the last, seems months, of pain in the arse fault finding and EICR jobs. Hopefully we're on a clean run now of actual proper work. See you later. Hello. This afternoon I've got a call. I don't always put stuff on YouTube, but hopefully this will be a good quick one. It's Tripping RCD in an interesting hotel called Bailiff's Court. It was built in the 20s or 30s for an American to look like a medieval building, and I don't know how long it's been a hotel for, but it's a kind of like a sort of boutique hotel sort of thing, which is why you see sort of Rolls Royces and things coming down this little lane here in Climping Street. So it's in the pantry. It's a Tripping RCD. I'll see if I can get some footage of it down there. So just have a look around. I've not been up here before, but that's the main building there, and then you've got this little medieval chapel thing here. These old buildings that look quite old, but I believe are built in the 30s to look way. And this old thing that you could quite easily think was sort of 15th century. Here's another sort of garden shed thing. Intriguing. I wonder if that's Ken waiting by the front door there. Socket, they hadn't unplugged down the back of a piece of equipment. I've turned it back on, it's working, but I'm going to do a pat test on the piece of equipment. So I'm just going to go get my pat tester and see if we can find a short, and I'll do some. Well, this is the problem with PAT testers anyway. It's not getting past the first test because we've got over 19.99 ohms on the R2 continuity. So I'm going to carry out an insulation test using the MFT. I'll just carry out an insulation test with the MFT.
You know, we never heard about that tea, but now it's coming as well to the shops.
Tea's good for Poland, isn't it? Is it? Right, we've got 12 meg on line to earth. Neutral to earth, we've got 12.6 meg. And this isn't really going to tell us very much, I wouldn't have thought. But continuity between line and neutral greater than 99.9, and it's electronic switching, I think. So we're a bit stuck as to if that's on there. We're not getting any, nothing between those two. Let's try the switches the other way. Nothing again. Do you know how you turn this on? Is it the switches at the bottom?
I'm not sure. There is something, but I never used those.
You never used them. He's getting me a cup of Earl Grey tea because he opened the Earl Grey tea and it wafted out and it smelt so nice. And then he said, "Do you want a cup of it?" So
That's for you.
thank you very much. Look, it's got a silver. It's like being in Downton Abbey. This. Of course, it might not be cooler. It could be. This other one. .21.
How are we doing?
I haven't found anything yet on the.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that I think may be relevant.
Yeah.
Okay, they had some of those boxes there, and one of them had this switch jammed between on and off. And that's probably what shot it. It's when I went to move the rock, have a look, it shot back. The two, you know, because they switch boxes. So it was between that.
Yeah.
So I pushed one of these, and hit that, started to go off. It started to cut off. It was on, but it shouldn't
about it. Tripping.
I don't know.
Shouldn't. Cause that comes on anyway.
No, but I'm saying it's between the two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect that to have caused it.
Right. Now, do you want to give us an invoice, or do you need paying?
No. It's not payable till the end of the month following the invoice.
Lovely. That's all fine.
End of November.
Send me an invoice.
But this has been tested.
Yeah.
In June, and I've found nothing wrong with the insulation resistance, so I'm just gonna try plugging that in and starting it up again.
Well, let's do it then.
This
I think it is. That spur is to that plug, isn't it? Is to that lot down there, is it or not?
I'm not really sure.
Well, let's plug it in and try.
I can see whether it is quite easily. I'll just plug something in. And how are EDF? Are they all right?
Yeah, they're done. You fit it 3-phase.
Okay. He was getting 3-phase put in. He didn't have it. Oh, that's funny. That socket is off at the moment. That socket down there is off, Ken.
All right. I don't know what that is. I don't know how that's got off. Switch it on.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Dead.
It's dead.
Oh, okay. Leave it there.
Socket's dead.
Leave it there. Let's trip together.
Oh, this one's as well.
It's tripped.
Has it?
That's got to be.
Let's go.
Yep. Yeah.
It's whenever any current goes through that socket, I guess. Let's go and. That's not part of it. Say, I'm getting no resistance between line and earth. Let's see what we've got between those two.
Nothing between them. 117 ohms. Something still plugged in and switched on. 117 ohms. 117 ohms.
What's that one?
Was it's dead at it's not circuit. It's sockets at the moment.
So that's not plugged
With it. That's not plugged in.
No.
Oh, because that's from what's
Did it? But I've just pat tested it again. It's been pat tested this summer. It's fine. So I can't see anything wrong with it. But
That's okay.
it is. Try and turn this circuit on. It does. I'm going to go downstairs and
Check it
take the front off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to leave you to it because I
Okay.
got home about this time.
That's fine, Ken.
You just send me a bill when you found it.
Yeah.
Alright?
Don't worry about the bill. We'll just try and get this thing sorted out for now.
And then you can come back and take a photograph when you've taken it when you're done.
Okay. Thanks.
Alright.
That's your problem with these automated testers, especially these little pat testers. You have to reset settings or something to get them to go through tests manually. I've never really got, because I don't do much pat testing, I've never really got to familiarise myself with it that much. Now, what I'm going to do is take the cover off the board there and take the conductors out of the RCBO and test the circuit. Straight away on looking down here, well, it's not relevant to this circuit. The fly lead for the functional earth and the third one down is actually out of its hole there. And this is the second one which we're going to take out to test. So I might just put it into that one. I can't isolate the whole board, obviously. There's a hotel on the end of it, so I'm having to work live. So that's going to have to be investigated, and what I think the neutral might have come out and be hitting the live in one of the sockets.
Oh.
But I'm just going to test to see whether there is any circuit through from the live to the neutral, so that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah, if it takes longer than an hour, whatever, that doesn't matter, you just sort it.
Okie dokie, thanks Ken.
That's alright with you?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Thank you for coming out again.
All right.
I'll speak to you soon.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. Before you go,
Yeah,
restaurant manager called Alex, a great big tall bloke.
yes.
Just let Alex know you're going and you've done it. all
Restaurant manager, yeah. Okay then.
Alex. Look after Alex.
Thank you.
Is that your keys there?
Big bunch of keys.
There. On a wire.
Yes. Yeah, that'll be
Don't
fine.
lose them.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
Later.
Yeah, so we've got a broken neutral, a neutral flapping around, and I'm going to test from neutral to line now and see whether we've got a circuit there. 42 ohms there, 72 ohms, little r2, and no continuity with the neutral, but there is 113 ohms between the line and the neutral. From the neutral problem, I've also stuck the signal generator on the continuous ring line, and I'm getting a pickup on here, so I might try that with the continuity. But for now, I'm going to go upstairs with this and just check that I've got all the points logged. Right, here we are. It seems pretty well to be on everything that's earthed. And we know that socket is. This socket down here. Yeah. Those cables. Those cables. They come through there. This fuse switch. Them. I don't know what that is. Might have a look inside there, because it's got its screws off. Looks a bit suspicious. That's alright. not this one. And that one. Okay. So I think we had quite low. Got 130 ohms between neutral line and between neutral line and remember only needs you need a little. I mean 200 going through team. Right. If you very positive result on the RCBO. So let's see if there's 113 ohms between the exposed conductive parts of this and the line of circuit. One kilo ohm, 31,000 ohms. $31,000 would give us a volt current. Next thing I'm going to do is R2 bell out the neutrals and see where the break is if I can. So that means R2 test lead on there, upstairs, and to see which one. Okay, so here's my lead. Stuck her in there. Oh blast! You know what I've forgotten is my my socket. Okay, so the neutral break is typically, I was going to say that it's going to be the behind this thing which I can't move. I'll get them to move it. It's in that socket because we've got a reading here. Let's take that out, save the battery. I'm using Duracell batteries in this now, not rechargeable. I just got too muddled with the. That's interesting. I'm looking for. I've got neutral plugged up, but then 37 kilo ohms. That's my. That's because this is bonded somewhere. It's nice. Nice room, isn't it? With a ceiling, coffered ceiling. Nice ceilings in here, aren't they? Aye. It just looks so old-fashioned, doesn't it? Lovely to live in a place like this. I wouldn't mind living in a place like this. Life would be easy living in a place like this, wouldn't it? This is going to be the moment of truth. When I take this off, and you're tired. Right, so why is that broken? That doesn't look broken to me at all. So why does the neutral stop there? That's a pain. Alright, let's reconfigure. Let's take this off as well and have a look in here. Okay, so that's a connection unit for this, and it's live, so I'm not going to fiddle around with that. There's nothing coming out of it. Battery's going to die soon, but just to prevent myself having to do a trip out to the van, I'm trying to use the screws that were there, and of course, typically, this is what happens. The screw isn't long enough to quite feel the lug, so I'm going to spend half an hour trying to screw the fucking thing back, and missing it, you know, every time. Oh, there we have got it. 15th time lucky, as soon as I got the camera. Okay, so there's no fault here either, so what's going on? But let's test the neutral and just check that we haven't got one here. Last ditch attempt before the battery dies on the camera probably is to undo this one, because there's no neutral there. I could do with my driver. I'm going to go and get my driver. There we go, no problem in there either. We've got neutral continuity here. No. No. We don't seem to have neutral continuity there. No, not neutral continuity there. No, not neutral continuity there, but we do have neutral continuity down there. So what's going on here then? Let's swap the neutral legs over downstairs and see if we get continuity on. Battery's going to run out, but we've got no neutral continuity on the other leg in these either. So we've got none on one leg, none on the other leg. And down here, the other leg, yes, we've got continuity. So no, so continuity on that, on the other leg, a 1.28. Swapped it back to the first leg, no continuity on this. Swapped it back to the first and the second, tried both legs, no continuity on either of them. First leg continuity on that, second leg no continuity on it. So that's my puzzle. Okay, a few things have not brought up any results, but I've bridged the two neutrals downstairs now. I've bridged the two legs, so there should be continuity because I've bridged the two legs. So I'm do continuity between these two legs here, and presumably get nothing because that's what I'm guessing, isn't it? And that's right, I've got 99.9 kiloohms, even though they're bridged downstairs. And comes out in this lovely room with the lovely ceiling, comes out down there. So I'll take that off as well. I just can't find one of the legs. I've got one of the legs up from downstairs to the pantry here, and then the rest of it, it's really weird. These ones I've tested against both legs of the neutral here, and there's nothing. There's no continuity between any of them and either of these legs on the neutral, but there is on the line. These are continuous with downstairs with the board. This one is continuous with that one over there, but this one is not continuous with anything on the board. And this one goes down into here, and then yeah, so I don't know what the time is now, but I've been here, and was it 3:30 I got here? 18:11. Right, this is all hashed up so that I've got from the original leg 1 through here. It comes, leg 1 comes up through here, it comes through there, then it goes through that, it then goes over to here, down there, then up here, I don't know which way it goes from there, and then it comes, it's broken, and there's nothing on that, but this one is from leg 2. Leg 2 downstairs in the unit is giving me a reading. There, 1.12. So the break is between this and there. So it could be in this trunking, or it could be above here. However that gets to there. Shall I try and find out now? Time is it's flashed off then. Annex 1 comes to here, then goes down there, and then we're on to sorry, Annex 1 comes to here, then goes down in this one to there, which I've got continuity, and then from there all the way around here and disappears into this wall and above here. This is steel. This is steel venting, and then I lose it. And the next bit I have is the broken leg here. So I'm going to do insulation resistance test on broken leg here, insulation resistance test on broken leg there, between neutral and earth, and then neutral and line. Well, it's not what I was expecting to find. There's no problem with the insulation resistance on broken leg from here or broken leg from there. So between earth and neutral and line and neutral, that is not the fault that is causing it to trip. Unless there's some arcing on where the neutral is broken. But it's definitely a broken neutral. So just to recap, it comes in there, goes through to here, then goes all the way over to there, down there, up there, down into there somehow, and then back out through here. So it's that's why it's taken me best part of what was it, 3:30 to 7:30 to trace this damn circuit. So we've got a break occurring because I can't see anything up here between there and down there line. New discovery is broken leg is continuous with this point here. It doesn't go through the wall where I thought it does. That's the lighting. I've stripped this away. I stripped that away as much as I could, even though it's got some extra mini trunking around it, and I saw it goes into the wall here. So it comes out here, and we've got continuity as far as that from broken leg. So from there it's got to go over to here. 2025, as you can see, I'm sweating like a pig. I'm just getting everything back on, all the sockets back on. I'm leaving the broken leg out of this. I've kept it off with a Wago, so it's going to be working on one leg of the neutral, and I need to down rate it downstairs to 16 amps for that reason, and see whether. But for now, with nothing plugged in, I'm gonna check that with the broken leg taken out of circuit, and just see if the RCBO stays on. It's a long shot because I've tested the insulation resistance. It looks fine. Still running out of battery. It's 25 to 9, and I'm going down to energize the circuit with the isolated broken neutral leg, the isolated section where the break occurs. So I'll just be able to do it from down here and see if it stays on. It's this one, and it's staying on so far, but it hasn't got anything plugged into it yet. Right, just checking around the pantry. We've got a water heater which is 10 amps. This is on a different circuit. The fridge here is 1 amp, so we're on to 11 amps full pelt, and then there's that thing up there. Don't know how much that is, but we should be all right tonight. And then I'll come in tomorrow and down rate the RCD for 2.5. It's a hotel, so I'll have a drink after that. It's 21.08, and I've got £3.30, so probably not enough for a drink. See what we've got. Time for my David Savoury moment. Something in my back pocket. I think it's keys, not money. Yeah, there's another £1. Yeah, that's going to get me a pint. Doubt it. £4.40. It's all my worldly worth since Maisie paid me that £230. And I got £200 from in cash towards that £800 bill from Sati, and then he gave me another £50 last Friday or something, so that's 250 quid from him I've gobbled up, which needs to go back in the company account, and 230 from Maisie that needs to go back in the company account. I've just spent on breakfasts and lunches and things. In what, a couple of weeks, I guess. Hello, what can you get for £4.40?
Probably most of the soft drink that we have.
Yep. Pint of lemonade.